Alright, so we were tasked with gathering hard styrofoam and recycling it. And right here behind me, this is the styrofoam cage that we use to store our styrofoam. And the difference between the two styrofoams is there's soft styrofoam like this, which very easily breaks and cracks apart. But hard styrofoam is harder, hence the name. And our project is important because there's a lot of styrofoam used today with shipping and handling and that type of stuff, but it's not an easy thing to recycle. You can't just throw it in a regular recycle bin. So most people just end up throwing it away. So this project was supposed to make it easier for people to recycle styrofoam.
For my portion of the collection of styrofoam, I worked with my mom, who works at U of L Medical School, and the admissions offices of the medical school to collect styrofoam, which I then would bring to Trinity and put in this cage. Also for outreach, we helped collect styrofoam by holding a giveaway in which anybody who brought styrofoam into the lab would then be entered to win a gift card.
Alright, so for my part of the collection, I worked with my mom, who works in the media arts department at Atherton High School, and I collected any new technology they had coming in. They had 2 new TVs. Those were the biggest things I got, and I worked with her there because they don't have an AP Environmental Science class that does something like we do. So I gathered their styrofoam and I brought it here and emptied it into this cage. And then for my portion of the outreach, we coordinated with a place called Foam Fabricators in New Albany, Indiana. And they can recycle hard styrofoam like this that can't be recycled in other places as easily. And we coordinated a date with them for Mr. Budniak to drive a truck down with the styrofoam that was in this cage to recycle it there.
For our real-world application, Dylan and I collected about a quarter of a cage worth of styrofoam, which most likely had very little impact on the environment just on our own. However, what we looked at was the number of people at Trinity, number of students, minus a little bit for the brothers, and we assumed that 8 people could fill this cage. According to those numbers, if all the families worked together, we could fill rather easily over 150 cages worth of styrofoam, which, while it may have a minimal impact to the environment overall, it would have a much more meaningful impact, especially to the city of Louisville, and would definitely benefit the city and the environment as a whole.